welcome back to another episode of Pitch Practice, the show. I'm Mark, the guy behind the Mental Marketer and the private Facebook group Funnel Building 101, helping you grow and monetize your brand using social media and leveraging the power of sales funnels. What's up, everybody?
Good morning. Good morning. Brandon here with BKXX Enterprises, taking those sales funnels to make you become the number one business and conquer that local market. Reach out to me to get found today.
All right. Is there a blank space or is there anybody else with us today?
Hey, there's always somebody else in the room. Come on now. The one and only. The one and only Inky Morales. Come on now. Always helping people find the right franchise for them.
All right. How's everyone doing today? It's man, another week has gone by, another trip around the week from Wednesday to Wednesday. We were talking just before we came on about the an AI course that we ran across that was written completely using AI, and it had this. So here's what happened, right? So there was this course somebody developed, and they were using AI completely to write to do the course. So there was this. What would you call it, Brandon?
Computer generated avatar.
You think? Yeah, he was computer generated, but he looked realistic.
Yeah. Computer generated avatar that a script was plugged in and a synthesized voice was used to speak the script. There's a ton of those softwares out there, and they're getting better and better every day. I think the top one right now that I see the most ads for is Synthesia.
Oh, Synthesia. Okay.
So I don't know if he was using Synthesia or one of the other programs out there. I know Talkia is another program. I don't know if they do the avatar or not. They may just do the voices. Trying to think. I don't delve in that world too much, so I don't really know everything about the programs that are out there. But I just know Talkia and Synthesia are the two top ones that I'm familiar with, and Talkia being part of the ClickFunnels Edison umbrella of companies.
Okay.
That they throw in one of their bundles when it comes to Toonly or Doodly, and
now marketing.ai.
Yep, and that one. Yep.
Marketing.ai, which is almost like they seem to all be chat-based integrations that you can ask questions and get to do some tasks, right? You were mentioning another one to me recently that you have started using. You remember?
Yeah, I mean, the latest piece of software that I'm using to actually help with the back-end editing of the Business Growth Accelerator podcast, which has kind of got relaunched here, is Descript.
Yeah.
Descript allows you to upload audio. So this audio could be put into Descript, and then it will go through it and take out all the ands and ums and uhs and likes and all the filler words that kind of plague most yeah.
As you know, we don't cut out the filler words here.
No. Most recordings and videos and things like that. So it makes it a cleaner, smoother, more professional product at the end of the day. So that's Descript. And there's a lot of there's a lot of what's the stock footage available. So if you're familiar with like Lumen 5 or Canva or anything like that, there's a lot of stock footage that can be rolled into the script and overlay, during the during the video to kind of enhance it and add more depth to what you're talking about. So if we start talking about sales, then we can cut to a scene over top of what we're talking about of a sales transaction taking place, either be a car lot or office or something of that nature.
Okay. I think that, even with AI, and everybody's always concerned about, am I going to lose my job? AI is taking over. But if you ask me, if I'm going to play both sides, you can always have arguments for and have, well, I won't say for or against, but you can have arguments on this side and you can have arguments on that side. If it was something that I was really trying to uh, make a point for not having AI, I would focus on the authenticity, the genuineness of humans over that AI, because it still does, it's not there as far as not being able to detect a real human.
I mean, if anything, all of these new programs coming out are going to increase the need for more experts. So I don't think it's going to take any jobs away. I think it's actually going to create more jobs.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, it's still a computer, it's still a machine. Somebody has to operate the machine in the particular parameters that need to be operated in. Sure, could it be coded in? Yeah, but if that code breaks, you still need an engineer to go in and fix the code. So, at that point, what's the point of having the machine if it's going to break? You've got to have somebody to fix the machine always.
Yeah.
Machines can't fix machines just yet.
Not yet. Red pill, blue pill.
Yeah. Machines can't fix machines yet.
Yeah. Remember Matrix? The red. Okay, so red pill was to stay asleep, and blue pill was to wake up out of the Matrix.
No, blue pill was to stay asleep. Red pill was to wake up.
Okay, red pill was to make up. LL, have you woken up this morning? Have you taken your red pill?
I'm working on it. I am working on it. I reminded myself, I was like, what is that one thing I said that one time? I'd do this even if I was in Mars. Whew. I need to hear that today.
That's
I need to hear that today.
Well,
hear that today.
That's it. Wake up. I know this morning, sometimes it's sometimes that morning buzzer goes off a lot sooner than you'd like, right?
I'm like, didn't I just go to sleep? What's going on here? No, it's good. My dog had surgery, so I'm right here with her.
Okay. Oh, sorry. Well, everything okay?
Yeah, she's good. She's good. She's good.
Okay.
She got she got fixed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, she got fixed. We're super excited because that means we can have her around other dogs.
Okay.
So.
Is she going through a trying time? Everything all right?
Everything's good. She seems to be okay. Just wanted to be extra cautious of her because she's my baby.
Okay.
So she's right here. I'll show you her. She's right here.
Okay.
Hold on.
Okay.
Jackie, come here. It's
Giving
okay.
you a hand up to get to the top of the local market. You seen the okay. Are you gonna show her to us?
Yeah, do you want me to?
Oh, okay. No, I was gonna get into because
Get into it. Get into it.
Yeah. Well, thanks for watching out there. Smash that like button, hit that heart button to push this out to more people, throwing a shout out to you out there watching. And of course, we're getting into the 100 million offers with Alex Hormozi. We've been talking about urgency, scarcity, bonuses, guarantees, and naming. I went to the website. I actually downloaded the supplemental material. Have you done that, Laura?
I haven't. How did you do that? Did you just click on the scan link?
Oh no, I actually knew the website before we started reading the book. So I went to it. It's what is it? It's acquisition.com.
Yep.
That's
Okay.
It's just you go to acquisition.com, but I did notice a redesign from the original. It's much more trimmed down. You've seen it recently, Brandon?
Yeah, I believe they recently just switched over to ClickFunnels 2.0. Based on how it looks, I didn't do the old tech deal.
Yeah,
This-
check it.
to check it as far as like looking at the back end of it, but I'll do that right now.
Yeah, yeah. I went through and he has an accompanying video to go with it, and then he has a free download that sort of the doodles. And this was one that was really interesting to me because I really like that one formula that he has, the magic formula, the naming formula for naming your offers. And he even goes through in this chapter, and he talks a lot about scarcity, you know, how to put scarcity in your offer, how to put urgency in the offer, the power of the bonuses, and offering that guarantee. And the guarantees is a really breakdown of those. That's, you know, we could probably go into an entire episode just talking about the different type of guarantees that he lays out in that book. Are these anything similar? Are these anything that well, this is part of enhancing the offer. This is part of enhancing the offer. When I think of enhancing the offer, it's giving them a reason to actually take action, giving them more of more of a reason to take action. What did he? Okay, any of the your favorite points that we took away from this chapter, Brandon? What were your favorite points between from what we went over today?
I would say the whole supply and demand side of it. I took one macroeconomics course in college, and by one I mean literally one, because it was a 3-hour deal, and the next deal was a test, and after bombing the test I dropped it. So
And then you
no, I just liked how we talked about the whole supply and demand side, with when the demand increases, talking about cutting supply and raising prices. It does two things. One, it does everything that he talked about in inducing scarcity with the product itself, and increase the urgency of the consumer to buy it. When you have those two, you can then throw on additional bonuses that just make them even more, seething at the mouth to want to buy the product. Along with that, being able to charge a higher price, you'll be able to, continue to fund your business better than if you were, and provide better service than if you were to be selling to more people at a lower figure, because then you have to, factor in all the fulfillment that's needed to help more people. So less is actually more when it comes to Alex's theories here.
Yeah, less is more. Less, it allows you to add in that scarcity. What did he say? People will buy when people will buy when everybody else wants to buy. People will buy when there's not much in supply. And if you sell it, and then he really went into it to talk about one of the major quotes, what he was really saying in this chapter: desire is a contract that you make with yourself to be unhappy until you get what you want. That one of your favorite phrases, LL, or was it the one about the runway?
Oh my God, the runway one was so good. He's like, the longer the runway, the bigger the plane that can take off. So the longer you delay an ask, the bigger the ask you can make. It's like, whoa, that's
Yep.
a really good line.
And that's
The longer the runway, the bigger plane that can take off.
Yep, that's why a McDonald's hamburger is $1.50 and a steak at Ruth's Chris is $100. You know, it definitely takes longer to get the meat into your hands there, and you know, the whole time, you know, you're 15 minutes through the drive-through, or you're sitting down for an hour at a nice steak dinner. So that's a perfect example on delaying the ask.
Definitely a different quality of beef too. Well, you know, never frozen, not ground, and prepared in a much better cut.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was some of your big takeaways from this one, LL, Laura?
For this one, I definitely liked the point when he talked about that when he creates a course, he always first like creates crazy demand, and then he had a pyramid. You remember the pyramid?
Okay.
Where he talks about demand, where you could have 5 people give you $500 for something. You could have 2 people give you $2,000 for something, or you could just have 2 people give you $5,000 for something. So that means you could increase the value, and you could increase the scarcity, and you could also decrease the delay for future customers. And in a weird way, it creates more demand, because you already have a pipeline full of customers that want that, but you can't get that because there's only 2 spots.
Yeah. Making yourself to sell fewer units and
more expensive, increasing. Yeah, fewer units, more expensive. And I totally get that, right? Because I've seen franchises like go from a really low franchise fee to a really high franchise fee. And now all of a sudden, in a really weird way, it creates more demand.
If people want premium and luxury, and the only thing that justifies it is the cost itself. I mean, think about, you know, all of your famous fashion brands, which are all made from the same materials anyway, just stamped with a different logo. Because they are hundreds of dollars, you know, people see them as more luxurious and in higher demand. You know, as a bag from Walmart and a bag from the Coach store, if they're even still a thing anymore, are probably manufactured in the same facility. The difference between the Coach bag and the Walmart bag is a little C on it, right? So that's what gives them the justification to charge, you know, X dollars. And they probably don't make as many of the Coach bags as they do the Walmart bags. I'm sure there's limited runs and select styles of colors and things like that, as to where there's nearly infinite on the Walmart side. So it's all around us every day. You just got to open the eyes up and see how we're being sold, but based on the offers that are presented to us, and do what we can to emulate those tactics.
If I remember, he gave an example of Chanel perfume. Was it Did you remember seeing that the example of Chanel perfume, of how Chanel? Okay, I hope I'm
I
thinking.
think he's in the wrong book, Brandon.
I think
You
so.
think so? Okay. You're like, I know. I'm like, wait a minute. Is it this book? It wasn't Chanel that he talked about.
But
Okay.
what's the Chanel story now?
The Chanel story is that Chanel is notorious for scarcity.
Yeah.
They and actually uniqueness, making only certain scents available and a limited quantity and a limited number of stores. So they have really set a huge example. Okay. All right. Yeah, yeah, okay. Yeah, that is true. I don't want to cross up my books here. I listened to 100 million offers, and then I might listen to another podcast. I might listen to Brandon's podcast, and it just throws me off.
Well, I know I talked about Chanel this week in the Monday Marketing Madness based on influencer marketing. We can talk about that next week if you want, and jump subjects here from the $100 million offers with the hugest marketing gaffe that has unfolded in front of our eyes since New Coke back in the 80s. But no, yeah, I definitely see where you're coming from with regards to the scarcity of that particular perfume. Like, I don't see Chanel sold really anywhere, though I'm not really looking for it. And I do see it in a Kohl's or a Penny's or whatever. There aren't very many bottles on display. But the reason I talked about it, if you did read the newsletter, was the fact that Chanel was put into, like, blew up in the market once Marilyn Monroe was used as a spokesperson for the brand.
Okay. Yes. So give us your parting words, Brandon.
If you're struggling to make the sale, you're probably selling it too cheap. It's just as easy to sell something as more expensive, because it will give the buyer a sense that they're actually getting something of value. So if you're struggling to close a deal, raise prices.
All right. I think Brandon's got to take off.
Yep, got to go take care of the kiddo, orthodontist appointment. So appreciate you guys as always, and I will catch you guys next week.
Great seeing you. Have an awesome week. Go out there and close the deal.
Yes,
Close
sir.
the deal, Brandon.
Yes, sir.
All right, Brandon, talk to you. Okay, all right. Yeah. So Chanel, I'm pretty sure that example is in here somewhere.
It might be. It's just I don't think I've read that section. Maybe. Wait, hold on. I know how we can find out. I gotta do is type in search and put, how do you spell Chanel?
Chanel. 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 Because I was listening, because I have the audio book.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, this one's on scarcity. It's a different section. It says, yeah, fun fact, Chanel, a brand that has maintained insane margins and prices for over a century, is a master in scarcity.
Yep.
They only send 1 to 2 of each price to each store. Yep. So every store has a different location, and every item is the last or second to last item in stock. This allows them to price far above market and turn buying impulses into purchases.
See there? You were giving me a hard time.
It's just farther down the line.
Oh, it's further down the line. Oh, okay, my fault. I think I've probably listened to the entire book at least passively in the background. Okay. So when I hear it passively in the background, I really catch up. I really catch these little things. It's like, whoa, but I'm not completely sure what chapter it's in. So
that's okay.
Yeah, so sometimes that's why I'm kind of like, okay, I'm ahead, but we've been on this book for a while, it seems like.
Well, Yeah, but we're almost done with it. We are 63% done with it.
Okay. What? How did you
No, hold
come?
on. I think it's a little more. Hold on. I think it's a little more. Hold on. We're technically 66%.
You got that in your book, right?
I
Uh,
did. I did. So that's not bad. The next
yeah,
area is all about enhancing the offer, scarcity, sold out.
yeah. Well, I saw that he actually, I think at the beginning of this chapter, he said this is the meatiest part. And I think this is where he excuse me, this is where he broke it up into two chapters. He he actually broke it up into two chapters. You went off camera. I saw someone take you away.
As you saw someone taking you away. That's my boyfriend just came and gave me a really nice hug.
We didn't catch that on camera. We need to
We need to cut it and redo.
yeah, redo that. It's a we all need a morning
Redo.
hug.
We all need big morning hugs. So Jackie's sitting next to me. So
Where's my morning hug?
I don't know what's going on here. I've got this thing that oh no, I don't even know how to take my background off. I got Jackie right here. She's supposed to be sick, but she isn't.
She's supposed to be sick. So I'm in the process
She's
of
supposed to be resting, but she will not do it.
yeah. So yeah, my week was yeah, I've just had a lot of extracurricular things going on uh around the house, around some changes that are going on here, switching up an offer and hearing been inside of uh, the software inside of ClickFunnels recently because of the biggest updates that have been released lately. The biggest options that we've been waiting for was the bulk import, being able to transfer all of my contacts from the classic to the new version, and that was just released last week. So
Wow.
so I've been migrating. I did over 1,000 contacts, over 1,000
Do you
contacts.
do you focus exclusively on your offers are 100% what's ClickFunnels?
Oh, Arma offers 100% ClickFunnels.
Yeah.
Uh, it's that's the primary tool, but ClickFunnels in conjunction with other tools also.
Okay. Give me your most recent deal
Um,
and why they bought.
my most recent deal, my most recent deal. It's interesting you say most recent deal because I close deals sometimes and then I start working on them a week later. So
That makes sense.
yeah. So I'll talk about my okay, so because I've been okay, so I had a guy message me.
Yeah.
He saw me posting inside of a group. And from inside that group, he went and checked out one of my YouTube videos. And then he says to me, he said, when I saw this video, I knew I had to contact you. I was like, oh, all right, cool. He's like, hey, I need some help putting together an email marketing campaign inside of ClickFunnels. Okay, cool. What do you have? So he explained to me that he was putting on a live event. He'd been working inside of the editor, and he's getting a little frustrated. I think that's what I find. People that have been trying to get things done, but sometimes you want to do it yourself, but you need to give it to someone that can take it off of your hands. And I just sit back and I say, go ahead and do it yourself. And then I know they're going to come up on some frustrations.
Yeah, I honestly, I really believe in the power of experts. There is something unique about the power of experts where something that I don't know anything about, I hand off to you and it could be done in the next 10 minutes. I just didn't understand how to get that done because it was just not a skill I had or that practice. So the power of expertise is real. And every time I'm near an expert, and whether it's a personal trainer, somebody that cooks food really well, somebody that does anything really well that I can't do, I always I always go out of my way to make sure I'm thanking them and tipping them and just really paying them their fair wage, because then I remember, okay, well, I've got one unique skill that is a very high valuable skill. That's franchise sales. I want to get paid really well for my skill. So if I want to get really paid for my skill, I want to make sure I pay other people really well for their skills. It's one of those things that Grant talks about. He says, how you buy, it's how you sell.
Yep.
How you buy, how you sell.
Yep. And you can't be afraid to ask for that sale. And for me, I know that people are they're gonna say, so what I do is I just show them that, okay, look, this is where you go. So we're going to call and I'll show them a few impressive things, right? Okay, here, this is where you want to put this at. You want to throw a name in there. And if you open this up, you can actually personalize it. And it's like, whoa, I didn't know that. Oh, I didn't know that. There's a lot you don't know that you think you know, and you're missing out on because you're trying to do it yourself. And
yeah, and you can't move fast if you don't know what you're doing.
And here's the funny thing, LL. So I know I knew we talked earlier and I knew the date of his event. And I said, he's gonna call me before the event. And I already know it. It is funny because I love it now, LL, because I just post the content. And that's what gets people to reach out to me is the content that I post. No other reason. It's not like they knew me, or these are absolute complete strangers that have no idea who I am.
How much was that sale valued to you?
$497.
Okay,
I charged them $497 to put together an email sequence for his event, and that included hooking up registration or hooking up a workflow so that when they actually paid him, that it would trigger an email to go out to them, customized email. Took me all of about 5 to 6 hours. And then
that's not bad. So I mean, that's totally worth your time because and I'm sure you could have moved a little faster if he wouldn't have messed some of the back end up.
Yeah. And that's it. But we've got less than a minute left. And it's just, it goes by so quickly. But we want to thank y'all out there for watching. As always, we've got some regular watchers that ask, especially when one of us isn't here. So we appreciate you all, okay?
Close the deal. We're wishing you that deal today.
Yeah, until next week, go out there and close those deals. See ya.